Before reading, can you just explain what we are doing?
Hello, Namaskar. This is the word poetry movement. We are having here to think about the Palestine problem and offering our poetry against this
Your sound is muted.
suffering from the
Yeah, the goat.
Palestine. So, so we want to. We are here to read poetry in favor for people, for their pain and for suffering, and for with us. This is the Word Poetry Movement Asia Group. Unfortunately, some of our friends are not well, so they could not join. But we have a senior most poet, Hanan Awad from Palestine itself. She is suffering and she is talking about Palestine with the whole world, and she will also talk about the Palestine problem. We have Keshav Sigdal from Nepal, who is a poet and who has attended the meeting about the Palestine, and who has written the poetry about the Palestine, and who are talking against the war in various stages. I am Rati Saxena from Word Poetry Movement from India, and I am also with you. So I request you, Hanan Awad, to talk about or to Palestine, what is happening, and why we need to bring notice of the world for this problem. And please read your poems. Hanan Awad.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello.
I'm so happy to be.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm so.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes.
so much. To talk about a very painful, unusual crimes against our people. I'm sure you always follow the TVs and see what's going on. It's heinous crimes against humanity. It's a systematic state terrorism against Palestinians. The number of Palestinians were killed, the martyrs, are more than 25,000. We have more than 50,000 injured. Most of the houses were destructed. And still, Netanyahu, the occupier prime minister, the occupation prime minister, say, I will continue until there is nobody in Gaza and nobody can stop him. All the world revolts. Everybody say no to crimes. But Biden and Netanyahu continues. So now it's more dangerous, more killing in every minute. When I'm talking to you now, the news is 150 martyrs just for today, and yesterday was the same. So it's really a big problem, unhuman situation, and the painful is the silence of the big powers. Security Council, they refused it. They have the vote, and Europe is under the umbrella of the US. So everybody is watching as if they are watching epic from the old history, as if it's not a human being, as if the Palestinians are not a human being. They are describing them in a very bad way. And the Prime Minister say, I will send atom bomb on Gaza to see Gaza free out of their people. So how can I describe this? Very difficult. As a poet, as a human, and how can I? What words can be successful to show or what to express and show what's going on? Many people of our friends, writers, journalists, women, men, children. It's a war against children and women also. It's not only about the land. You find a big number of children killed. Innocent people are killed. They claim that they are looking for Hamas. What is they doing? They are killing all the people there. If you look at Gaza now, more it is all destructed, the houses, the big powers, the institution, the mosque, the church, and the historical cultural institution also were fully destroyed. So this is the situation now in Gaza, and we're trying to find a way how we as writer can defend what we can do. We use our word to be a sword of truth, to show the people the truth, the reality that the Palestinian people are facing. And not only now in Gaza in the war, we were facing that since 75 years, many massacres, land grabs, and imprisonment for many Palestinian people, and also destruct house of every day, taking part of the land again and again. So this is our real situation that we are struggling and fighting. We signed peace agreement, as you know, in the 90s, and was supposed the Palestine declare a state to be declared in 1999, but until now, nothing, and there is no recognition to any state of Palestine. And Netanyahu said yesterday, don't dream, you Palestinians, you will never get your state. So this is the situation. Well, in my poetry, I try to shed lights because we have every day not only one events, hundreds of events. So I try to catch the real issue of Palestine. I wrote this poem entitled, I will read it in Arabic. I didn't prepare the English, but I sent it to you. It is the title is A Night Escape Its Lights. دخان أسود يغطي الفضاء ورماد ملقى في مسافات الرعب وجثث تفر من الحياة بلا قرار وصرخات تمزق الأحشاء. عاشق يمسك ألوان الحياة وقصة أحزان ترسم آفاق الغيب وطفولة تقضي ومضاء الصخور والهدم يروي قصة الليل المعطر بالرجاء. شجيرات تودع فروعها، سماء تودع نجومها، وأقمار حائرة تشاهد الحدث. أي رعب قاتل وأي نص يستطيع أن يرسم الإيقاع في رحلة الوداع. ألحان جنائزية واحتراق وألعاب الطفولة في أروقة الفراق وحزمة أمل. دموع بقوة الأنهار لا تطفئ النار ولا تعيد جدارا ولا روحا غادرت. عبث في الحياة وطبول بإيقاع الموت. لقد غادر الصوت، لقد غادر الصوت، وصارت الورود تائهة على من تلقي أغصانها وعلى من تنثر أريجها في رحلة التين. على من تسلقت الحياة بإرادة القدر، على من غادر في إكليل الوداع، أم من وقف في تحدي الرجوع. صرخات صرخات وصرخات تفجر نواصي الجبال وتقتفي الأثر. تبحث عن خبر في رحلة الخطر، والمحزونون قوافل في رحلة الأحزان. آه يا جرح الأوطان، آه يا جرح الأوطان، الدم العروبي هان في لعبة الأمم. أنهار الدم واحتراق الروح ونداء الأخوة في النفس الأخير. غاب الضمير، غاب الضمير، وغابت كل شعارات الأمان، كأن الضحايا من كرة أخرى ومن عالم بعيد. من يعيد نبض الحياة إلى الوريث، ومن يرسم علب الأطفال من جديد، ومن يمسح السواد. وقد فات الميعاد، وتوقف الشعار عند أبواب الرحيل. وداعا 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 لمن فارقوا، وأملا بالحياة لمن يصارعون الموت، ينتظرون رحمة الأقدار. This poem, I can summarize it in English for you. I describe the black rain and all, the martyrs on the ground trying to catch the life, but it was impossible. We drew the story of sadness and all the children that are scattered in the land. The trees say farewell to its branches. The sky farewell to its stars. And the moon are watching what's going on. I said, oh, how painful. You, the wound of the homeland. All our blood as looked at something as easy as if we are born in the other world. Where is the conscience? Where is all the slogans for human rights? As if our martyrs are from another heaven and another land. Then I said, who can return the pulse of the children? Who can take off all the blackness? Who can help? Who can stand firm with our struggle? Screams, 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 cries, cries, cries that explode the mountains and draw the impossible. We all looking for a news in our dangerous journey, and all the sad people living in the journey of sadness, waiting for the hope and dreams. Tears are very strong like a river. Fire is not going on, sorry. Who can return the life to the people of Palestine while every day the death are visiting everybody in Gaza? Who can return the life to our people? This is it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nan. This is very painful. And as you are facing all these problems yourself for long, for many years, we
Yes,
understand your pain and suffering. We are with you with our heart and our words.
yes,
So
yeah.
I invite Keshav Sikdar says few words and then read his poem for the people of Palestine and against the war.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rati.
Thank you, Rati.
Thank
Says,
you.
I think it's very important. It's very high time for the world to respond to the humanitarian crisis that is taking place in Palestine, in Gaza. I had a chance to meet some more poets from Palestine, those who were living in refugee camps in Syria and other places. And it's very pathetic. I mean, you can't really hear to their stories. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, the world governments, they are deaf and dumb they're not responding in the way it needs
Yeah.
to be responded. So I think it's time for the poets, for all the intellectual community, for the people of the world to express solidarity and create an international pressure that something immediately must be done to stop this war, stop the killing of people, stop the killing of children.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is very important.
Yes.
So, without, because Hanan Awad has already explained the situation, so I will just read two of my poems that are somehow related to expressing solidarity with the people of Palestine. So,
Thank
my
you.
first poem um, is titled, actually, I wrote this poem in my own language, Nepali, but I will, for the sake of convenience, I will read in the English translation. I wrote this poem titled The Child and the Butterfly uh, in memory of the children who lost their lives in the war. The Child and the Butterfly. A child playing in the field halted in front of a wiry fence. The butterfly flying alongside him slipped through and soared skyward. With a slight lift of the head, the child looked affixed at the sky and saw in place of the butterfly a smoke tailed missile coming straight at him. And the child was lost amidst the smoke, but the fumes held steady, farther and farther, higher and higher, like a butterfly, like the child's dreams. The aftermath saw no butterflies on the field, neither the children. Tragedies came through, so did sky mystifying hatred and the remnants of the ruptured dreams. The sun rose the same today. The Mediterranean summoned a tidal wave that whisked away the smoke clouds. 1,000 larvas are now growing in my head, and I now have a feeling the child will resurrect again to play with the butterflies. But he must be a teen by now, so instead of a butterfly, he might brandish a flag and say Inqilab Jindabad. Thank you. This is my first
Thank
poem.
you. Thank you.
Uh, I also want to read a second poem.
Please
Uh,
read it, Kishap. Please read it in your language. I like to hear.
okay, but I'll read in English. I will also try to read in my own language.
Okay.
Um I'll read the second poem first, and then I'll look at the
Okay.
original Nepali version also.
All right.
Um, the second poem is titled "Against the Devil on the Move." So this
Mm-hmm.
poem is also written in solidarity with the people of Palestine.
Thank you.
This is more political in its tone. We are sleepless since ages, but we are awake since ages. Assuming us asleep, your men bombarded our homes. The peasants sheltering in them flew far and away to tell the world your cowardice act. In a rage, your men arrested and chained us. The wind that touched our body grew into a gust of storm and blew your fort, constructed in the swamp of greed and inhumanity. In response, we spoke. We spoke against your cruelty. So you pulled out our tongues. But those tongues ailed even more louder to reveal your deeds, to let the world know the devil on the move. You grew more insane. You poked into our eyes with the bayonets of the guns. The moon and the stars witnessed your crimes before the sponsored cameras distorted the truths. Yes, last night a lot of us died. But that's not the end of the story. We resurrected back to life. We marched to the open field, not to avenge your crime, but to ensure justice to our people. Now, We fear no death. We fear no bullets. Our bones have turned into launchers. Our skin became the shield. Our eyes superseded the darkest of your thoughts. And our mouths exploded against your atrocities. Living, we will fight with our voices. Dead, we will fight with our memories. Now you will see us everywhere. Yes, we are Palestinians. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think two poem is enough
Thank you,
for now.
Keshav. Um, I
Shukran,
will
Habibi. Shukran.
actually when this problem started, when, when this problem started, I was in Canada, and that was the time of autumn when all the leaves, red leaves on the road. So that is actually beauty. But that I was in Quebec, and I find that when I saw those red leaves, I felt that these are the blood of children or the people of Gaza and Palestine. So I have written that poem in Hindi. I will read first. October ke lal dhabbe, the red spot in the month of October. अक्टूबर का महीना, क्यूबिक की सड़कें लाल धूसर पतझड़ में दरख्तों के लाल पातों से गर्म कोट के निकलने से पहले वापस लौटती यात्रा देखती है चीख पुकारों को, रेत पर लहू के धब्बों को। दुनिया का ध्यान उधर जाता है जिधर गया कभी गया ही नहीं, तब भी नहीं जबकि उनके हिस्से की रोशनी में अंधियारा था, उनके हिस्से की हवा में बारूद की गंध थी, उनके हिस्से की उड़ानों पर काट दिए गए थे। लहू इस बार भी बहा, थिरकते पांवों का कंठ को घोटता हुआ। दुनिया ने सवाल नहीं किया कि अंधेरे बिलों में सिमटे ये लोग, तो उजाले की खनन उनके सिर पर ही क्यों। मास अक्टूबर, वसंत महोत्सव का, नाचने गाने का, बियर पीने का मास अक्टूबर। जिनके नाम सिर्फ अंधकार था, वे भी निकले बाहर रोशनी की तलाश में। जिनसे सब कुछ छिन जाता है, वे चुन नहीं सकते अपना प्रेमी। किसका आतंक, किसके द्वारा तलाश बाकी है। आतंक है उनसे जो पिंजरे में बंद है, आतंक है उनका जिन्होंने पिंजरे बनाए। पिंजरे बनाना और उनमें रहना एक बात नहीं। जो कोई जन एक वादी नहीं हो सकता, बहुवादी होना हमारा व्यक्तित्व है, और एक वादी जन खंडित हो जाता है या बन जाता है अतिवादी। उन्हें दे दो उनके घर, दे दो उनके हिस्से की रोशनी, दे दो जीवन जल, बीच में से हटा दो बंदर बटाई, बनी रहे दुनिया, बची रहे मानवता। अरे युद्ध, तुम खत्म नहीं हुए तो हम हो जाएंगे। घोड़ तो गला दुनिया के सभी युद्धों का, हर किसी को मिले उसके हिस्से की रोटी, छत और संगीत। I will just give a small uh, translation, means just not a very
Synopsis.
poetic translation. That this is the month of October, and the red, the roads of Quebec city was red and brown, and from the trees, the red leaves were falling down, and my journey was for returning back. I saw that those red leaves as the red blood and the cries. The word has not the word has not taken care of them, because they have not taken care before also, because they did the people from there had only the darkness. They had only the smell of barud, the smell of bomb, and they did not have the flight. Their wings were cut down. So, but the word has not questioned why these people are suffering again and again. So, the month of October, which is the month of singing and dancing, drinking beer, but the people who have only the darkness in their life also try to come out of in a light. But how can they search? How can they choose their lover? So people are afraid. Who are people are afraid to who are inside the cage, and people are afraid. The people who have made the cages are also afraid. So living in a cage and making the cage are not the same thing. No one can be single with the single ideology. Our personality is with the many ideology. If you want to take only single ideology, you became a became you become very very you out of control. So you should give the light, house, and water, and you remove the boundary so that the world remain and the humanity remain. Oh war, if you don't finish, we will finish. So we must finish all the wars. So everyone should get at least the bread of his own uh, uh, bread of his or her own. So this is the
Right.
simple translation. Mm, uh, I was actually thinking that because in the starting many children were died, and they children did not know what is happening. So I thought that when all these children will go the heaven, so what will they do? उस दिन जब सारे बच्चे एक दूसरे के साथ होंगे उस पवित्र आसमान में, जिसमें वयस्कों को जाने की इजाजत नहीं, वे बात नहीं करेंगे तुम्हारी या मेरी, वे सोचेंगे भी नहीं कि तुम इस तरफ थे या उस तरफ थे, वे याद भी नहीं करेंगे गोलियों की आवाजें जो उनके सीने में घुसी थी, तुम्हारी गलती थी या उनकी गलती थी, वे याद भी नहीं करेंगे और करेंगे तुम्हारे विद्रूप कह कहे, बल्कि मारेंगे किलकारियां हर एक गोल वस्तु को, चाहे चांद हो सूरज या कोई ग्रह नक्षत्र, मारेंगे ठोकर कि पहुंच जाए दूसरी ओर, और फिर खेलते रहेंगे जब तक कि तारों को नींद ना आ जाए। एक दिन सीमा रेखा के इधर और उधर के बच्चे सातवें आसमान में मिलेंगे तो याद नहीं करेंगे ये जंगली दुनिया, सांपों का विष और फलों का कुतरा जाना, सिर्फ गाएंगे गीत तुम्हारी जंगली दुनिया की तेल रहित दिए से बुझ जाने के लिए। देख लेना ये सारे बच्चे जिन पर तुमने गोलियां दागी थी, बमों को से उड़ाया था, पानी में डुबोया था, तुमसे बदला लेंगे, तुम्हें बिल्कुल भी नहीं पहचान कर अपने दुनिया का दरवाजा बंद करते हुए।
Yes.
Do I think Hanan is here, and Keshav, you understand Hindi very well,
Yeah.
so I need not translate it, Keshav.
Yeah, I understand it, but for Hanan, you might give a
So
synopsis, maybe.
Hanan again, because the link, the net problem is very terrible. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to say something,
Me? Well, it's very nice to
Keshav?
hear.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice to hear from you. I think
Yeah, this
it's
net is very slow, Hanan, and because I am not in my home place, I am in a Jaipur, and there the net is very slow.
yeah.
So this is so much disturbance. Uh, so this is actually about the children. When the children will go to seventh, what we say that seventh sky, from this side or from that side, they will simply become a children only. They will not think about you, your hatred, or your
That's true.
enmity. They will be
Yes.
only children, and in the children world, your cruelty will be not allowed. That's what uh, this
Yeah, it
last
was a
poem
nice
says.
poem.
So, anything else, Hanan? Do you want to say something,
Well, I want to say that the poetry and the
Hanan?
people, the supporter. You hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah. Despite all the pain and the darkness, we have still the Palestinian people have determination and they have hope. And that helps us the support of international people from different parts of the world. They stand by, was very firm. And what written about Palestine in this period of time, it helps
Yeah.
us. It gives us hope
Hello.
that
Yes.
yeah, it gives us hope that the oppression will never continue, and our goals has to be achieved and realized. We will keep on struggling. We will not stop. all the pressure they are trying to put on Palestinians, and they want to migrate them from Gaza. We are steadfast, and as you see from the pictures and the photos in the TV, the people are very determined. You know, every many families lost 20, 40 people, and you find a mother stand up and say, it is all as a redemption to the homeland. So I assure you that the Palestinian will continue until the dawn arise and until we gain our freedom. Thanks to you, thanks to Kishab and all the
Thank
people
you.
of the national movement and the poetry movement. This give us into our heart a new thumb that we feel the hope is going on, and your support always make us stronger and stronger. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hanan. It was very nice of you joining
Thank,
us.
thank.
So we'll meet soon again. Thank
All
you.
right,
Yes.
Habibi. Inshallah,
So I feel because, yeah,
one day we will meet together in Jerusalem, inshallah.
Hopefully, yes.
Habibi,
we
So,
will
goodbye.
meet again
Mm,
some other day. This is the our starting only, and
yes.
okay.
hopefully we will meet again within 1 week. And this is our a small offering to offering as a prayer against war and for the peace and happiness of the people of Palestine who have lost everything, almost everything. Keshav, do you want to say something? We will
No, I
end
think
with that.
you are perfectly right. I think we should like continue this periodically so that we consolidate our
Yes,
energy, our voices, our prayers. So I think
yes,
that was
yes,
an
yes.
important beginning today.
Huh,
Thank you everyone for joining.
huh,
So
Thank
hope
you.
to see you
yes.
again soon. Thank you.
Your
Thank
voice
you
is
very
very
much. We will
important.
again try to do next week.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
your voice
Yes.
is very
Huh.
important. Your presence with us is great and is highly admired by me personally and the Palestinian people. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will meet every week, Hanan,
Okay,
with our at least in Asian Word Poetry Movement Asia.
sure.
Today, many
Anytime.
members were not well, so they could not
Okay,
join. And we will meet again almost every week until we get success. So
inshallah.
we pray. Uh,
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
will be nice.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
will be
Thanks,
nice.
audience.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Habib. Ila
Bye bye.
liqa. Bye bye. Bye bye.
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 Bye.